Hi, my name's Chip Wilson. We're coming to you from the Musicians Village in New Orleans, Louisiana. I've been here in New Orleans about 20 years, and one of the things I've picked up over time is how to approach the guitar not as if it was a bass, but to accent the bass on the guitar. I play with some great bass players here in New Orleans, both funk players and string bass players, and they've had a big effect on my playing. So when I'm playing, I tend to think from the bass end up. And I know if I can keep a good bass line going, that any song I play, whether it's one of my songs or a cover tune, it's going to have good forward momentum. I'm not afraid to abandon the bass line to play some licks or when it seems like the right thing to do. But I just know that with a good solid bass line that I'm going to have forward momentum with my song. I've developed a certain sound that is produced really by both hands, left hand and right hand. When I play, I don't use finger picks or a thumb pick. I like the bare flesh on the strings. I think you can get more different kinds of tonalities and timbres out of the strings with your bare flesh. I remember reading an article where Leo Kottke, the great fingerstyle player and 12-string player, talked about a conversation he had with Ry Cooder. And Ry Cooder said, "Hey, you're great. Get rid of the picks. It's going to take you 6 or 8 months to figure out how to do your thing without the guitar picks, the finger picks that you're using. But those things, they're coming between you and the strings. And you want to be as close to the heart of your guitar as possible." So I've always played for the last many years with my bare fingers when I play fingerstyle. I like to play with a flat pick too sometimes, but most of my solo gigs are done with my fingers. Here's a kind of a New Orleans kind of vibe tune inspired by some of the New Orleans piano players like Professor Longhair, or by one of my favorite players here in New Orleans, the late and great Snooks Eaglin. We're in the key of E, and this is just a blues feel as we might play it with that kind of Caribbean vibe that characterizes a lot of New Orleans style music. Now what I'm doing is, with the bass notes with the left hand, I'm actually picking up my finger, the fretted finger, just after I've hit the string with my right hand. So it makes it kind of thunky sounding. So instead of this, you're getting kind of you're looking for a thunk. So here's this E stuff. You'll notice also that I'm muting a bunch of the notes that I'm picking with my fingers, just to create kind of a funky little effect. Some of them are clear, some of them are muted and percussive. Percussive playing is a big part of what we like to do in New Orleans here. We've got some of the greatest drummers in the world, and I listen to them too. I often play amplified most of the time. When I do this style amplified, I do like to use a delay pedal to kind of fill in the holes, but also you can get some kind of great syncopated stuff if you get that delay pedal set just right. So if you use a delay pedal at all, try experimenting with that, and you'll find it really can be a lot of fun with this style. One thing about this, all these bass notes are being hit with my thumb. I know I got a pretty good callus here on the lower side of my thumb. What I've found is that you can change the tone of the bass note by how you angle your finger, in the same way that with a plectrum or a pick, if you angle the pick differently, you can get false harmonics and different kinds of effects. So I've found that by angling the thumb so that the thumbnail is getting pushed down into the sound hole a little bit, that you can kind of exaggerate or kind of make this thunky sound even a little bit more textured. Maybe a little less solid note, but a little more texture. So here's a little blues using some of these techniques. This is good for other styles, so too. This kind of playing. I love 1930s jazz, 1920s jazz, and what guitar players, ranging from Lonnie Johnson to Eddie Lang, Freddie Green, and some of the other great guitar players of that time who were rhythm specialists, particularly. I love what they kind of did with the instrument as music evolved away from the banjo into the smoother sound of guitar and string bass, as opposed to banjo and tuba, which is what a lot of the earlier jazz bands might have used. So I'm going to play just another sort of blues thing, kind of in the general style that a 1930s guitar player might have done, with a pick. And then we'll show you how you can apply that to fingerstyle. But if you want to do the same approach without the pick, and with a pick, these 30s guys would have been hitting a lot harder. Because they're playing over a lot of horns and so on, most of the time unamplified. In fact, that style doesn't even really work well amplified. But if you want to try the same kind of thing using your fingers as opposed to a flat pick, you might get this kind of sound. You can hear at times I was angling my finger to get that kind of weirder little sound that happens when you change the angle of your finger. And it's a great style to play either with the pick or with your fingers. I've found that it really can take a solo guitar player a long way by concentrating on your bass lines. So if you would be interested in this approach or any other guitar ideas, I'd like to invite you to please contact me at chipwilson.net. And check out chipwilson.net because there's some videos and there's photographs of instruments that I've built or some of the ones that I play, and also a bunch of stuff about my original material. And then hit that contact at chipwilson.net. Give it a little bit more bass playing here.